All right, so I'm going to show you at first how to solve these, like graph them by hand, and then I'll show you an easier way on the calculator. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at this graph or this equation. So remember how we graph, we use our y-intercept, so where we start, and then we use our rise over run. Remember that? Yeah. Okay, so where do we start on this first equation, the very first one right here? Okay, so we're going to start at -4. So I'm going to put my dot down there. And then it says rise 5, run 4. I'm going to rise 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and run 4. I can't do any more on my graph, so I'm just going to connect those. And then I'm going to graph my other one. What's the other one say? Start at +4. Your rise over your run is -3/4. So I'm going to go down 3 and right 4. And you'll see that it hits that point that we've already made. And we'll connect that. What we're looking for is that point where they cross to be our solution. So this is the same thing we've been doing all week. We're just doing a different way. Okay, so this time we're graphing it. So what is that actual coordinate right there? That's your coordinate answer. 4, 1. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so if it's y equals, I'm gonna make it even easier in a minute. All right, so look at your next one. First equation, where do we start? So we're going to put our dot at -2. What's our rise over run? Is -1, and we'll make it a whole number by doing over 1. So down 1, right 1. Or we could go up 1, left 1. It doesn't matter as long as it is negative. If you're having trouble graphing these, you need to know how to graph them because we're going to be graphing more later. All right, y equals -4. What kind of line is that? I mean, they're all straight, but horizontal. It is horizontal. And it's horizontal at -4. So we're going to go down to -4 and we're going to make a horizontal line. We're looking for where they crossed. And what is the coordinate that they crossed on? That's your solution. Guys, that's all you do. Don't make it too hard. All right, so I'm going to show you on your calculator. We're going to turn our calculator on. We're going to go into y equals. If there's anything in there, just clear it out. And we're going to put in this equation. Here's how you put a fraction in. Alpha, the green key, y equals. Alpha, y equals. And it'll give you the fraction bar. So I'm putting in 8/3. I'm going to move over and put the x -4. Is everybody good? All right. On the next one, we're going to do the same thing. Alpha, y equals. We hit enter and we get the little fraction. It's 1/3. Move over for x +3. If you need a calculator, you can grab one. If you have one on your phone, you can use it as well. Okay? Is everybody good? All right. So now what you do, I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to hit zoom 6. Zoom 6. Zoom 6 just puts it on a regular screen. Nothing's crazy about it. Our screens will look the same. So the good thing about the color calculators is I know I have 2 different lines, a blue one and a red one. And what we're looking for is where they cross. When two roads cross, what is it called? An intersection. That's what we're looking for. So second trace, and I'll write all this down in just a second. Second and trace is up here at the top. You'll see that it says intersect. We're going to hit enter. When we get back to the graph, you just enter 3 times. Enter, enter, enter. What is the intersection you get? Read your coordinate. 3, 4. That's it. So I'm going to show you the other ones as well. Okay, I'm going to show you the other ones as well. Don't do number 4 yet. I'm going to go back to number 1. So your first step is to put them into y equals. We're going to go ahead and do that. So y equals, to get that fraction, alpha y equals 5/4, move over x minus 4. So again, we already know what the answer to this is. I just want to show you how to put it in your calculator. Alpha y equals -3/4 x plus 4. So it should look like this. Is anybody having trouble putting it in your calculator? All right. We're going to go to second trace. And the word intersect. And then enter, enter, enter. So second trace, intersect, enter, enter, enter. So when I do it, I don't even have to graph it. Second trace, intersect. You'll see it graphed. It looks just like what we did. Wait till it finishes. So up at the top, you'll see a little spinning thing up there. Once that's gone, it's done. Enter 3 times. Enter, enter, enter. What do we get? 4-1, which is what we got doing it by hand. Okay. Same thing on the next one. Our first step is to put out the into y equals. So we'll clear all this out. -x minus 2. And then in y2, I'm putting in -4. There are no x's, so I don't have to put any x's, anything like that. I'm going to do second trace intersect. Second trace intersect. Once that little spinning wheel stops, I'm going to enter 3 times. And what do we get? What do we get? 2 -4, which is exactly what we got. You can't see it, but right there. Did I get? That's literally all you did. So we're going to look at number 4, and we're going to put it in the calculator. So we're going to go into y equals. We're going to clear it out. How do I get fractions in? Alpha y equals. We have a -1/3, and then we have x plus 2. We're going to do the same thing. Alpha y equals. We have a -1/3, x minus 1. I'm going to go ahead and do second trace intersect, but I want you to check this out for a minute. Check out this blue line and then watch the red line. Wait for that little wheel to stop turning. What do you see?
Parallel.
What's that mean?
They're never going to intersect.
So how many solutions do they have?
9.
None. These are parallel. So they have no solution. So yesterday we were getting like a false answer, 6 = 5. That's why. Those lines were parallel. They'll never cross. If they don't cross, they don't have a solution. Got it? Everybody okay? 1 through 4. All right, look at the next step. All right, we will have one more easy one. And then we'll have some that are still easy, just a little bit different. All right. We're going to go into y equals and clear everything out because we don't need what's in there. Type your first equation in, negative 5x plus 3. Type your second one in, negative x minus 1. Where do I go from here?
Second tree.
Second trace what?
Intersect.
Intersect. Wait till it graphs. There's 1. There's 2. Do they cross?
Yes.
Enter 3 times. Enter, enter, enter. What's our answer?
1 negative.
Now that's all you do. 1, negative 2. Y'all okay with that? Pretty easy. Well, what's different about this one?
It's not y.
Yeah, it's not y equals. So on this one, if you guys look before, we have y's that are the same. We would change the sign. We would solve for y, blah, 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 right? How much? Do what?
You gotta make it.
Yeah, to put it in my calculator, make it y equals. What are our steps to solve for y? Move what?
The one.
No. Move the x. And then divide by whatever number is with y. Guys, you're going to do that in your calculator. Let me show you the cheater method, okay? We're going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4 more times. 4 more times at least, okay? Let me show you how it works. So we're going to go into y equals, clear out what we got. You're going to put a parenthesis. Okay, this is the part you'll forget. Put a parenthesis. What's the one that we're not going to touch? Which one are we not touching?
Y.
Nope.
1.
1. The 1 is all by itself, right? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to put a parenthesis here. And you're going to put your 1 in. How do I move x?
Minus
So I'm going to minus 5x. That takes care of that. What is the number with y?
1. Negative 1.
Negative 1. So I'm going to divide by the number with y. We're going to keep doing this, so don't stress out if you got it, if you're not sure what it is. Do the same thing. Throw a parenthesis. What's my number in the back? What kind of 3?
Negative.
Watch those signs. Negative 3. My first step is to move x. How do I move this x?
Minus.
I got a minus x. Took care of that. Close your parenthesis. What am I dividing by? What's the number with y? Guys, what's the number with y? Negative 1. Everything else is the same. Second trace intersect. Wait for it to graph. Wait for that little spinning wheel. Do they intersect? Do they intersect?
Yeah.
Yes, so we have a solution. Enter 3 times. Where is that solution at? Guys, come on.
Mine does not do
It should.
that. Mine is 0, negative 1.
Should be 1, 4. Let's go back. Let's put it in one more time. Okay, put it in one more time. So always start with a parenthesis. What was on the end of the first equation? 1. How did we move x? That's our first step. Move x.
Minus.
We minus 5x. Close those parentheses. Then divide by the number with y. What's with y?
Negative.
Negative 1. Do it again. Parenthesis, the number on the end was negative 3. We had to subtract x to move it over. We're going to close those parentheses. We're going to divide by the number with y, which is negative 1. Make sure that this is what you have in your calculator. Make sure that instead of, make sure you're using negatives instead of minus. Okay, so make sure those are all minuses and negatives. Second trace intersect, it'll draw it. Did anybody not get this graph? Bring me your calculator. Let me see it.
Oh, never mind. I know why. I said 0,
3,
It's there. It's just super exact. 1 and 4. It's just 3.99. I'll have to look at it when you're doing your homework to see how to get it exact. Because you got all kinds of stuff in here. That's stats for you. Zoom 6. No, it should look the same. You did it right. It just had all that other stuff in there. All right. Again, second trace intersect, enter, 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 and you get 1, 4. All right, look at number 7. I'm going to put a parenthesis on the first equation. What's in the very end of it? -8. How do I move x? Minus x. Divide by, what's the number with y? 2. Just 2. In the next one, put a parenthesis 4, because that's the end of your equation. How do I move x? Minus x. What's the number with y? Divide -2. Move x. Close your parenthesis. Divide -2. I'm going to graph it and see if it even crosses. It does. I did second trace, intersect, enter, enter, enter. And what did I get? Are y'all not getting it? You got it? Thank God. Y'all better? I'll help you out in a minute. If you need to, get one of my calculators for me. All right, here you go. Tell me what I put into y equals for this one. Number 8. What comes first then? Parenthesis -12. Move your 7, so subtract 7x and close that parenthesis. Divide by, what's your number with y? -4. All right, on the next one, parenthesis. 8 is on the end. How do I move x? And then what am I dividing by? What's with y? -4. I want to graph it to see if it even, you can do second trace, it doesn't matter. Graph it to see if it even crosses. Watch it. So what is this one? Parallel, no solution. Is everybody good? All right, I want to move to number 10 and then we'll talk about number 9. And then we'll be done. You can work on your homework, you'll have plenty of time. Clear out y equals. Put my parentheses. What comes first on the first equation? -2. How do I move x? Minus it, yep. And then what am I dividing by? What's with y? 2. On the other equation, it has a 6 on the end. How do I move x? Subtract it. What am I dividing by? Just what kind of 2? -2. That's okay. I'm going to graph it to see if it even has a solution. Does it?
Yes.
So to find it, second trace intersect, enter, enter, enter. What did I get? 2, -2. Guys, that's literally all you have to do. 2, -2. All right. So I also want to show you, stay right here. Don't go anywhere. This real fast. So you guys see this Desmos? What's really cool about this Desmos is you have it on your final exam. So on the calculator active part, this is what you'll see. Have you guys ever seen Desmos before? Okay, perfect. Watch this. All right, so that one that we just did, the exact one we just did, x plus 2y equals -2, number 10. Watch. Y'all see that? Just type in the equation. Okay. Number 2, x minus 2y equals 6. You guys see that? Did I have to do any work? Here's where they cross. Check that out. I mean, this is on the final exam. This is a calculator you can use on the final exam. Does everybody see that? That's the one that links in. All right, so let's look at number 9 because I haven't done number 9 yet. I'm gonna mark all these off. Y'all, you literally type them in. I didn't do anything special at all. I didn't do anything special. So I'm literally typing x equals -2. You guys see it? On the second one, I'm typing x plus 2y equals 6. You see where they cross? To find out where they cross, I don't even click anything. I just move my mouse over it. And what's our answer? Look at.
For negative.
Can y'all read that?
-2, 4.
-2, 4. It's okay. It's okay. -2, 4. So if you're having trouble like on these calculators, Desmos like makes this super easy. Super easy. So your whole test that you do when we have our test, what should you do it with? You should probably do it with Desmos, okay? And you should be guaranteed a 100. So I'm gonna look at another problem. I'm gonna switch back and forth real fast. So this is like a homework problem or whatever. I'm gonna put this one in, this 1/2 x minus 2, whatever. Everybody good? Just be careful how you put those in. So I'm gonna switch back. You're not gonna see it, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. I would put your 1/2 in parentheses. Sorry, y equals. See how it made that parenthesis? Is everybody good with that? Yes? All right. You just got to kind of play with it a little bit. X minus 2. And then in your second one, y equals -5 divide 2. I don't even have to put, sorry, I don't have to put parentheses, but I do have to move over to get my x up there, plus 4. I don't have to work with any kind of fractions or do any hard work. I don't have to graph it by hand. I can use Desmos and it shows me exactly what it is. Does everybody see that? So what I would suggest is you try to use Desmos on this quiz that you're taking. It makes it so much easier, guys. Okay? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna stop recording.